Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss Joe's idea for a Bourbon Zeppelin Series 1 Scotch. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Ickley, along with
Scotch!
a Scotch.
O'Hara.
Oh, did you fly to O'Hara? Oh,
O'Hara.
just in from Wisconsin. Oh,
Drink some Scotch in Wisconsin?
I'm just going to tell you right now, we're not having that show.
why not?
Oh, that was great.
We just want to do that show again. Let's just do that show again. I'll do the voices. And
No.
yeah. I'll do the voices and Wisconsin. Oh. I just liked it so much. All right. I guess we won't do that. We'll save that for next Labor Day.
Very much. I was in that show, but I was very much not a part of that show.
No, you didn't.
Oh,
you
were
were part of
You're
it.
the main character.
Oh. She thought she
You.
could pull it back together several times, and none of it worked. She was like, "Oh, I have a shillelagh," and like, "Oh, we're all gonna be like super impressed and talk about how great McNew is." And no,
Lately.
it went
My neighbor's
downhill.
wall.
Yeah, it went downhill after
So,
that.
what do you
was
guys
acting
like
that
to grill
cursed.
on Labor Day?
Right? Yeah,
Haunted.
So Labor Day.
yeah. Then it just goes.
So wait,
Labor Day's a grilling
we're-
holiday. What are you guys going to grill?
I know, and then she's.
Oh, I have a shillelagh.
Yeah, we're doing all these stupid voices and talking all this. And McNew's trying to have a conversation with Katie over us, trying to be louder than us.
I just want to say, Wes Harden's imitation of Jabba the Hutt is spot on.
It was great. It was great.
Papudo kati kuke. KK castrate.
Yeah, it was a fun time. It was a fun
Good luck, Joe. This show's all about you.
time. This is all
Trick
about
even
you.
more.
Yeah, before we get to any of that, though, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Tim?
All right, so I was at the Costco cult gas station again,
Sure.
saving money and enjoying my
Sure.
extra 5% off with my Costco approved credit card.
Sure, of
And I had a
course.
very interesting observation. When I was finishing up with the gas, I shake the nozzle to make sure I get everything out, and then I put it away.
Oh,
But
God.
then I saw
You
the
saw
two
someone
people
lift the
behind
hose?
me were female, and they just pull it right out and put it right in the gas. Put
Yes,
the gas thing away.
that's
They
the
didn't
right way
shake
to
it.
do it. Yeah.
It's
How
not your
is what is
penis.
the proper protocol, or is this just a man versus a female thing?
No,
I
you
don't
gotta
know
shake
this
it.
No, there's no shaking.
Yeah.
No.
No, so I'm a female. I don't have a thing to shake when I pee, but I do shake the gas thingy.
Yeah. Because there's a
Never
little
heard
bit
of
left in there. If you pull it out,
getting
it's going to
everybody
still
out
drip
there.
on your car. Gets on your
That's
pan of your
how
car.
What the
People get
hell are you guys
pregnant.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
happened.
don't know.
It just
Pull
loop
it
it
out.
out,
Take it right out
pull
and
the
put it in.
spout up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in
So it
there.
doesn't drip
I
on the
pull it
car.
out. I put it in the gas thing, and that's it. That's it. You end it.
You're not
There's no
trying to
shaking
make a
it.
little less drops.
No.
There's
No,
always
you
someone
gotta get the
out
last
there.
little
No,
drops.
face
Those
it
are
down.
free.
Shakers are ridiculous.
No, those last drops are free.
Drops. I'm
No.
No, they're not.
I'm with you, Evan.
I remember
You're
when I
also
was
spot
when I was
free after that
16.
too, Evan.
When I was
That's
well, my cousin was a year older, so when I was 15, my cousin just got his driver's license, and of course we go out driving. He's driving, and he stops at the gas station. He lifts the hose up too. He goes out, stands out, lifts it over his head, and his trader's like, "Oh, you get all the gas out of there." Then I'm like,
No.
this is a
not how
life
it
hack
works.
I don't want. There was no one called anything life hacks, but in my mind, I was like, if someone ever invents the term life hack, this is one I
Is
don't
this the
want.
cousin that sent you a random $10 bill?
No, that's a different
Oh, it
cousin.
has
That's
to
my
be.
cousin Chris. Yeah. This
And
is
when
my
you were
cousin Richard.
15, how much was gas? 50 cents a gallon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I was real young, Mr. Gas in Lima used to sell for 25 cents a gallon. My mom would
I
she'd
remember that.
bypass the 50 cents places. to
They
go to
paid
Mr.
you to
Gas.
take the gas.
25 cents a gallon. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Mr.
know.
Gas. Right there at the corner of Telegraph and Lima Ferry, right there, right Telegraph and Revis, I mean. Right there. For everybody familiar with the area, Telegraph and Revis.
Yeah.
There used
So
to be
if
Mr.
you're
Gas
getting
there.
it for 25 cents, why do you have to shake the hose?
Well, this
That was
this
back
was
in the
later.
day.
That was when I was a little kid, and then when my cousin, I don't know, it was probably 50 cents or 75 cents when my cousin was shaking those because he wanted to spend all his money on weed. So yeah, that's why he was. That's why he was saving his money at the gas tank. Yeah.
I feel like if it's in the hose, I've already
In
paid
the
for it.
hose.
Why can't I have
In the
it?
hose?
If it's in the
Exactly.
hole, then
In
it's
the
already
hole?
mine.
Exactly.
So
my
McNew is
you shake
Canadian.
it.
If it's
You
in the
need to shake
hose, then it's
Oh,
mine.
Who's
Eh?
Oh my
Canadian?
God.
Oh, I
It's
paid
not
for
gas
I
it.
in the
have
hose.
it.
The
Right
wash
now.
conscience
I-
hose.
Take
It's
off.
not going to
That's
come
my
out of the
gas.
hose.
Take
Oh
off.
my
eh?
God.
It's mine. Oh, I paid for that. Oh, take off.
Oh
All
my
the fuel
Just
in the
talk about your
hose.
shillelagh and they'll get distracted.
You
Bring it
have to
around.
shake the nozzle. There's gas
No,
left.
no,
Every
that's-
time you pull it
no,
out, there's always a little
no,
dribble
no.
left. And it
I'm
sits on the side
So
of the
what do you,
car,
okay,
and I'm pissed every
Rockefeller,
time.
what do you think that saves you per year, the shaking of the thing?
It doesn't
Humiliating
save-
yourself,
At
degrading
least
yourself.
$1.
$1 a year.
Easy.
$1 a year.
Easy.
At
You
least.
know what, though? If Ryan Thompson shook the hose enough, he could spend more than $100
All right,
on
let's call
frickin'
Ryan
bottle of
Thompson
whiskey.
right now. We're gonna call Ryan Thompson, and we're gonna ask him, does he shake the hose? He's a billionaire. He's the only
He's a
billionaire.
billionaire.
He's
That's the key.
These are the people that know.
That's how you make
Yes.
it.
If he says he shakes the hose, from this point forward, I shake the hose.
He's gonna be with some lady. And he's gonna be like,
You know what, Steve? I'm with you.
Yeah.
He's going to
shaking a
tell you
different
somebody
hose right
else
now.
shakes the
This is
hose
a tip
for
from a billionaire. Whatever he says goes. If he says I don't shake the hose, you guys got to stop.
This is definitive.
Yeah, this is that we got to have someone bring order.
Yo,
Ryan, what's going on, man?
Hey,
Hey,
He said, "What's shaking?"
You are you can't
Exactly.
hear our crew here, but you are live on the show, and we have a question for you.
fantastic.
As a billionaire, we respect your opinion on matters that impact our bottom line.
Oh boy.
So, when your driver goes and gets gas, does that person, when it clicks off because the gas tank is full, do they then shake the apparatus, or do they just pull it right out of the gas line and put it back into the
What
pump?
typically happens when
Oh, damn! Ryan.
he's probably on some mountain somewhere. He's got
He's
that.
on a mountain. He is. He's
Look
on
at
a
his
mountain.
helicopter.
All right, so you cut out there for a second. What'd you say?
yeah, what typically happens is that we fill up not only our gas tank, but we additionally fill up.
The person behind you.
Yeah,
He fills up the entire town
The entire town.
because
Yes.
he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
But does he shake
There's
it
no
afterwards?
shaking. It's a continuous fill.
What topic?
Do you shake the hose though?
well, yeah.
Oh, my
you gotta
gosh.
squeeze every bit out of the hose that you can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's
There
right.
you go. Our billionaire is weighed in. You squeeze out what you can get. Right. Okay.
That's why he's a billionaire.
Perfect. That's right.
All right. That's what we needed to know. By
Thank
the way,
you,
would
Ryan.
would you buy Kathy more than $100 bottle at this point?
Very unlikely.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Is
Thanks,
he
buddy.
mad that
No.
Ew, on this one?
All right. There you go. There you go.
There it is.
I am
For now,
kicking
we'll-
Ryan Thompson's ass.
Steve
the
is
next
changing
time
his
I see
ways.
him.
I have to change my ways now. I want to.
You got to shake it before you put it
You're
away.
a shaker now.
See, I already said
McNew was right.
We're all
I'm still
nozzle
pissed
shakers.
about my bottle.
Still pissed about that. So there you go. There you go. Shake. When you get done filling your tank, shake the hose because you're a cheap bastard like our friend Ryan, the billionaire. So there you go. On that note, it is time to drink.
Thank God.
What is everyone drinking? Let's start with McNew, who's checked out because we weren't talking enough about her.
Over here. I have a horse soldier.
Okay, cute.
That was good.
Could be
new
enough.
bottle.
Could be enough. Yeah, new bottle.
I bet Evan has a new bottle too.
Yeah, let's go to Evan, see what he's got. Let's get him out there.
I have a single barrel of Bare Knuckle from KO Distilling. It's a straight rye whiskey from ABV Barrel Shop.
Whoa.
That was a screw top. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So Evan's got the lead. I'm going to go a Harbinger. This is a Solstice edition signed by the Licorice Brothers. Licorice Brothers right there. Jonathan and Robert. Here we go. It's wide on the set. Oh, this could do it. I think I got him.
I didn't hear anything.
That was a Tim
I don't
Swyatt.
think so.
That's right.
I think you got Mike muffled.
You were Swyatt on the set.
No, you're when you hear the show, you'll know it didn't beat.
Clearly had the winner there, Steve.
Evan has the lead. All right, Tim, you're next.
All right, we're going to go with some Buzzard's Roost barrel strength straight rye whiskey.
Okay.
Signed by Jason Bronner in good old 2020.
2020.
2020. This is an old
Back in the
bottle,
day.
oldie but a goodie. I think Jeff and I would say it's very well loved.
It's well loved, yeah.
well.
It's got
So,
two pours.
here we go.
No,
Nothing.
there.
No.
Heard it.
All right, Kathy.
Heard some slosh.
I
Let me
don't want to
guess.
surprise you guys, but I'm going to open up Kentucky Owl.
Whoa.
Isn't this the bottle you brought for the bottle share?
It is.
What? It's half full.
I know. More than half. Gone now. Yeah. Okay. Nothing there. All right, Joe, you're last but not least.
Since we're going to be talking about Scotch, I'm opening up a bottle called Peat Monster,
Okay.
Arcana, which usually has no pop.
Okay. No, nothing going on there, Joe. Sorry. Evan wins. How about that? Yeah. Cheers, gang.
Surprise.
Cheers.
I would love. What did Evan spend for these wins tonight? He's in it for over $500 easily. So
You know,
These are for
I
over $500
can't
bucks.
fault him for winning with the KO because I accidentally bought 3 bottles of that stuff.
And I only accidentally bought 2.
yeah. There you go. A lot of accidental
if you just
purchases there.
If you just would have knocked next door to the Robinsons, they probably have like a whole spread there that they carry with them like a suit.
I don't
They're
think you want to be
asleep by
knocking. The
now.
Robinson's been gone for more than an hour, so who knows
is
what's
true.
going on in that
If
room.
the sock's on the
Robinsons,
handle,
they
that
may be
means
knocking.
open the door. So.
Yeah, no. What are you, Royce Neely? I wanted to see what's happening. Yeah. Goddamn, opens up the door. Yeah.
You wanted to see what was happening.
Yeah, he wanted to see. I was like,
I just
oh.
can't believe we're the only 3 that are here the night before.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. You don't have to be in there till noon, so I mean, it's a pretty easy drive. 4
Who's
hours.
there? Just you
The
Me and
Robinsons?
Robinsons.
and them? That's it?
Yeah.
No, there's more there than that actually, but I don't know who the other ones are. There were some others. that
Call
told
them
me-
up. Let me run
Kathy
down
said
the
that's
halls in
it.
the hotel.
Yeah.
Go down the list.
Yeah.
Go down the
Who's
list.
here from the ABV network?
Actually, just go knock on all the doors on your
Knock on
house.
all the doors. Yeah.
Genius. Great. And if they don't answer, put a note under.
Yeah. Leave notes.
Yeah, if you're part of the ABV network, please call me, Kathy. So,
This is my room number.
Leave a heart.
this is
Door's
my room
unlocked.
number. Yeah,
I
door's
don't know how to
unlocked.
flirt.
By the way, I
So-
shake the hose now, so yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'll
Shake
say.
the hose.
You have to.
Yeah, of course. All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Joe's proposed, it's just proposed at this point, Scotch series for Bourbon Zeppelin. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. We're also sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop focuses exclusively on barrel picks. It's the job of owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot to seek out distilleries that are making the best whiskey in the world, taste through their barrels, and select the ones that are off-profile in the best way possible. They have high standards and refuse to allow anything into their store other than something they would be proud to have their name on. This leads to some really awkward conversations with distilleries that can't make it, but they do it for you, their customers. Learn more about what is going on at their St. Louis-based store by heading over to abvbarrelshop.com. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. Practice session. Here we go.
What?
Just say it. It's recording. You don't have to press anything. Don't press it.
Can I get the words?
No. Go ahead, Joe.
Can I get the words?
No.
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about what we are going to talk about on the Bourbon Daily.
Nailed it.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are talking about Joe's proposed Scotch series for the Bourbon Zeppelin.
Yes, we are. So, Joe, you have an idea for a Scotch series. Tell us a little bit about what your plans. What do you think this is going to look like?
What I want to do is maybe 4 or 5 articles and compare a bourbon and a Scotch that has a lot of similar qualities and taste profiles, so that somebody who doesn't normally drink Scotch, might find that particular Scotch as something interesting to try. I've been drinking bourbon for 40 years, if not longer, and I never liked Scotch until about 3 years ago. And I've found some Scotches over the years that when I'm drinking them, there's really a very strong bourbon influence in them. A lot of them use bourbon barrels. Some that use sherry barrels have that kind of cherry flavor you get out of some bourbons. So I just thought it'd be interesting to have a comparison between two to kind of show people that, hey, if you want to try something different, this might be a way to go.
Yeah. Okay. So, and you're talking a series of like five
maybe 5 or 6 articles. Yeah. Like do articles, one each time.
Okay.
Like go through the tasting notes and what's the same about them.
Okay. All right. Is there going to be?
He's limiting his number of articles.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because then there won't be a show later on that talks about how Joe sucks for never writing an article.
That's true. He's not committing to something and then backing out.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about that.
Someone promotes it and is excited. Yeah, you get someone all excited. They're like, "Oh, this is coming soon. Get ready, folks." And then,
Kathy, is this being directed at you?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Directed right back at herself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, for
Hey,
sure.
I will save you because I think Honky Tonk Happy Hour has lived its life, and I want to maybe do something else or not at all. So.
Oh, there you go. Something not at all. Okay.
Everybody backs out.
Yeah, that's what happens. It's me and Della. We're the last two standing.
So I started this in 2019. It's been 5 years now. I think it's had a good life. So
That's a good long time.
it is.
Yeah.
For me,
There's only so much
threw
honky
an
tonk
idea
music
out
you
and
can
then
listen to.
failed.
So
Sure.
True.
it was.
But
It
Joe,
feels more like
I
a
really-
short fun. So.
sorry.
pardon?
I think that as a bourbon lover who thinks Scotch is swill, I would read your articles and maybe consider.
See if there's something there.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's what it's all about. I think that's the
Yeah.
idea of this thing.
And this is something that I it was almost like a revelation to me. I was drinking this Scotch called Abelauer Abunad. It's barrel proof, so it's about 136 proof. It's non-chill filtered.
Why it's pulling out a bottle right now.
And as I'm drinking it,
There you go.
oh, okay, it reminded me a lot of like the Belmead bourbons. There's like the same kind of sweetness to them. So I thought it'd be interesting to start comparing some. Probably the only thing, as far as scotches go, that you can really compare to bourbons is the peated ones that taste like burnt tires or barbecue pits, which I really like. But there's really no bourbon that can compare to that.
Right.
You know, there are some Scotch that I think you might be able to compare to the rapid aged.
There you go.
This is where you touch the
Ashtray to
nerve with
ashtray.
me, KK.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. Go ahead, Tim.
As someone who's done numerous blind tastings professionally and personally and included scotches in that blind tasting with 5 or 4 other spirits, Canadian, usually American rye, a bourbon, Scotch, and then an Irish. I've turned more people on to Scotch drinkers than ever because people don't understand that blended Scotch is the most produced whiskey, most consumed whiskey on the planet, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. Blended Scotch is the top whiskey consumed on the planet. That's a blend of peated and unpeated whiskey.
And also, it's a single malt and grain whiskey. It's not all single malt, right?
Is it though? Is it still number one? I don't know. What about that the stuff that's number one in India now? That's just crazy numbers. And again, I guess it's only big in India. But if you're big in India, you're big, right? And China's going to be one to watch out too, as China's now getting more into whiskey.
But there's worldwide consumption, not just where they're consuming all in their own country.
Yeah, I mean, what do they started out drinking? They started out drinking Johnny Walker.
Mm-hmm.
The prototypical, generally first introduced mass
which is
imported
swill.
whiskey, which is swill. I would argue some of the black, anything red label and blue label can be pretty damn good if you like the little peated Scotch in it. But I'll tell you, every whiskey I put in these tastings, that Scotch is an unpeated whiskey that blows people's minds. They're like, this is absolutely a bourbon, or this is absolutely something else. I love this. I don't like Scotch, and they're like, you're lying. So you're right. The Abelauers, the Glenfarclas, any of the you've got a number of
the sherry ones, especially. Yeah,
Glendronach. You've got a ton of whiskeys that are just unpeated, single malt, 100% barley, 100% malted barley whiskeys that are the germination stopped by warm air instead of peat smoke, and then distilled and thrown in a lot of ex wine barrels and things like that. It's a very nice stair step.
And bourbon barrels too. They use
Yeah.
Well, for me, the first Scotch I ever really liked was Lagavulin, which is a very heavily peated. And the first time I drank it, the liquor store I go to just opened up a bottle because I told them I'd never liked Scotch, and I didn't really like it. But it was like, oh, it's okay. But I went home, and the taste blew my mind. There was like taste of Band-Aid and like barbecue pork.
I love Band-Aid barbecue.
And all these weird, but in a good way. And the next day, I went back and bought a bottle, and that was like the beginning of the end for me. I've
singing its name in the shower.
Now.
Costanza, Lagavulin.
Right, Lagavulin.
Lafroig.
Tastes like a Band-Aid.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, there's two things I'll say about Scotch. Number one, we used to have rotary phones, and then when we developed the cell phone, we got rid of the old shit, and we went with the new, better stuff. We have bourbon now. We've invented bourbon. Can we move on? Get rid of the Scotch and just move on? We're done with that, right? We no longer.
I'm with you, Steve.
Number two is Scotch likes to say how old they are. You know what? You know what's the exact same age as Scotch? bourbon. And here's why I'll say this. I get it. You can go back, trace it further where people were making it for the people in their village. And it's, they made it for the 130 people in their village. I get that. So that if that's your history, that's longer than that. But when it's talking about bringing it to market and creating global brands, bourbon is the exact same age as Scotch because things started going into the bottle. Things started getting produced. There was distilleries that started, sending things out globally, all at the same time. Bourbon and Scotch are exactly the same age when it comes to that. So Scotch is not any older than bourbon when we're talking about creating a product that is for consumers. It's not.
100% agree.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time believing.
But that doesn't mean there aren't good Scotches.
Correct.
Sure.
If
So-
you are becoming a fan of American single malt and say you shit on Scotch, I have a problem with that.
Right.
Let's have a discussion. Let's go through some different ideas than what you think of it. So, Evan, go ahead. I cut you off, buddy. Sorry about that.
No, you're all right. So is this article going to be like if you like this certain Scotch, you're going to like this type of bourbon, or if you like this type of bourbon, you're going to like this type of Scotch?
It's going to be if you like this bourbon, these are some Scotches that have a lot of the same flavor profiles and are worth trying. And I'm always going to recommend trying them in a bar first. Don't go out and spend $100 on a bottle of liquor that you might hate, but it's worth giving it a try.
Yeah.
For me, bourbon, until they started doing like cask finishes, everything tastes like bourbon. It's different. There's all different levels of like flavor that you can get out of a bourbon, but it's when you drink bourbon, you know it's bourbon. With Scotch, it's a much wider variety of flavors you get out of Scotch because of all the different kind of barrels they've used over the years. They use tequila barrels, port barrels. They've always allowed any type of barrels they wanted to use. So it gives a really crazy array of flavors to try it.
And the fault I have with the Scotch industry is allowing caramel coloring.
Right.
That I can't stand. It goes back
I
to
agree.
pricing. Give me the pure spirit. We have bourbon, a lot of different flavors from bourbon that we know. Like I would throw some of our friends of the program's products in front of everybody blind, and they're like, "What is that? I've never had something like that." What do you mean? There's no age statement on it? You get all the age snobs out of there. I think if you really can get down and start tasting the spirit for what it is, there should be a small portion of the shelf still for some Scotches that make sense. It's not a big one, but there are some things out there. I wouldn't poo-poo the entire category. Is all.
No.
That's what I'm teaching.
And again, I'm only interested in single malts. I don't like the blended whiskeys.
Okay. So this, at the end of it, 5-6 month run is what we're talking. So it comes out, you'd be in once a month, even though the publication comes out twice a month. We put each authors in once a month. So you're talking about 5-6 months. I think it'd be fun. I think it's about trying to expand your horizon, see if it's right for you. You may like it and be like, whatever Joe's saying here, I don't like it. I'm not even going to try it. That's fine. But I do think there's room in the publication for, looking at different things. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And I know on your show, this show here, you've talked about American malts.
Mm-hmm.
No different than, some of the stuff coming out of Scotland or even, Japan or India.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Well, I definitely would have to try some of those. I mean, the ones that I've liked that are single malts tend to be on the sweeter, fruitier side. And I mean, you look at that Yellowstone one, that certainly fell into that. You're talking about the one at Old 55, that's going to fall into that. So
I was right there for you.
Yeah, so
Red Apple.
It's a possibility, but yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see. But should be fun. I think it's going to be exciting, Joe. I don't know when you're going to be ready to do that, but we're ready for you.
I started writing it yesterday, and I want to get at least 3 of them done, and then I'll send those to you.
Okay.
And that'll give me 3 months to hopefully get it done in another couple of weeks after that.
There we go. The only other thing we need besides article, we'll need it just one time. We need your photo and we need a bio too. That's all.
Sure.
And that's just for the first time. And then it's bio and photo runs the exact same after that. So it'll be good.
Okay.
It'll be fun. So can't wait to see what you come up with. And we'll go from there. And we'll get to Evan Neaters to write something too. So we'll see what he can come up with.
I
gotta get
love
back on the whiskey
when the
corner,
Bourbon
too.
Daily the Zeppelin comes out.
The Zeppelin is, The Zeppelin is so interesting to me because the Zeppelin is a lot of work. And the Zeppelin creates no revenue, direct line revenue. There's no advertising in there. There's nothing that, but it makes us a real media company. I get all the time, the companies want to be in Bourbon Zeppelin. Why is that? Because it's a real publication that people actually read. It's long form. We created ourselves. It's all original content. I mean, I think it's a gem. I really do. I think that the Zepp is important.
I love it. I read everybody's article except my own. I love everything.
Don't read your own. No. Well, there you go.
What I love about it, Steve, is that it's not tied to a brand with an angle on anything. It's truly the opinion of the author on what's going on,
Right.
and that's what I love about the media that you put out and this team of people just put out. We're not tied to any brand. We have favorites.
Right.
There's no doubt there's biases left and right, but it's because we've, I think, adventured enough
they're personal
to find out what
favorites,
we really like and what I'm looking for.
Yeah. No,
But
I think it's
you're not tied to a brand. You're not tied to a distributor to a certain extent.
It's just tied to a love of the whiskey.
Yeah.
You're tied to a love of
Exactly.
whiskey. You're just a fan talking about
So
fans,
if
and that's
you're-
what you built this
Right.
network
If
on.
you're listening to the Bourbon Daily, you should be reading the Zeppelin.
You should be.
Right.
Of course.
Yes.
For sure. That's just a matter of going to abvnetwork.com and clicking on Bourbon Zeppelin. And there's a place where you can sign up for the publications there. And you get not only the Zeppelin, but you get, which is actually our most popular publication, is our Quick Bourbon Notes that comes out on Fridays. I think just because it's 3 short stories, 3 bullet points,
I love those.
even more people read that than Bourbon Zeppelin because they tell you how many people read and all that. I mean, it's sent out to the exact same audience. The distribution is the exact same, but the number of people that read Quick Bourbon Notes is a lot more, significantly more. It's pretty. I bet you, in terms of that sort of publications, Quick Bourbon Notes could hang out with anybody in terms of the readership percentage. A lot of people read that one, so it's cool.
Steve, what I really appreciate, I know there's going to be a lot of people maybe saying nodding their heads on this one. I really appreciate it comes out early in the morning like it does, because you know what I'm reading every morning on Fridays. I look forward to it. I sit down, enjoy myself, read my Quick Bourbon Notes, and I'm off and running for the day.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah.
Got to come out early.
And
I hear yeah.
I do them at lunch. I love this at fucking lunch on a Friday.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's what I do too.
Read it on lunch. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, I definitely like those, and
Great.
yeah, we're continuing to do them as long as I'm at the helm. We'll continue to do those 2 publications. They're good for sure. All right. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Evan, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Evan Neaters on Facebook.
Kathy,
I'm on Instagram at KKCastStrength.
Tim,
On Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
Joe,
You'll find me at my computer typing up the articles, and also at bourbon_aficionado on Instagram.
McNew.
McNew ABV on Instagram.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, Bourbon Zeppelin's out there. Please check that out. You can look at past issues if maybe you want to see if you like it. Sign up for it out there. I just came out with one on my trip to Jack Daniels. Got a lot of feedback about that one. People liked that one for sure. It was a lot of fun, and JD liked it as well. So I had a meeting with them about one of the new product launches, and they were saying how much they liked it. So it was very cool stuff. So that's the kind of stuff you get. So sign up for, again, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, ABV Barrel Shop. That's the place to be if you're going to be in St. Louis, the place where you can try before you buy. New barrel picks, we're trying to get 100 per year, so check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience, so please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, yes, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
All right, gang, that sounds good. And of course, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Have a good night.
Cheers.
Before we finish the show, Let's talk about some of the great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro is owned and operated by Russell Creed, who makes stills for the hobby distiller. He offers a one-stop shop for everything the at-home distiller needs. Whether it's a small, experimental stovetop still or something bigger you run outside, he has the still or parts you would have difficulty fabricating yourself if you were trying to build a DIY still project. Additionally, he has resources to assist in creating unique distilled spirits, including heirloom grains, barrels for aging, and recipes. Check out Russell's company online at moonshinestillpro.com. Finally, I have a question for you. Have you ever boxed a bear? Of course not. That'd be silly. Bears really don't follow the rules, so shots in the back of the head, punches to the nuts, and scrums after the bell would be the norm. A better idea would be to enjoy Boxing Bear Whiskey, a brand crafted by Nobleton's Distilling House in Union, Missouri, and sold exclusively at the ABV Barrel Shop in suburban St. Louis. This is a popular offering that sells out quickly, but when you're in town, stop by the ABV Barrel Shop and see if they have it in stock. Better yet, sign up for their email and text distribution over at abvbarrelshop.com and you'll know exactly when it is in stock. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.